There's a woman standing tall, walking with purpose, who doesn't need anyone to validate her existence. She walks alone without a husband, but let me tell you, she is not lonely. She is whole, complete, powerful in her own right. In a world where so many are searching for someone else to define them, this woman knows that her value comes from within. A woman who walks alone understands that her worth is not determined by anyone else. She doesn't seek validation from others or measure her value based on the presence or approval of a partner. Her self-worth comes from within her own soul, built upon a foundation of confidence, experiences, and inner strength. She knows that her life is her own and that her happiness and sense of fulfillment are her responsibility. In a world where many people, especially women, are taught from a young age that their value is linked to being in a relationship, it's incredibly powerful to see a woman who can stand on her own, fully aware of her worth without needing anyone else to validate it. This woman recognizes that external validation, while often nice to receive, is fleeting and can be easily influenced by the whims of others. It's often dependent on circumstances beyond her control, which makes it unstable and unreliable. The only validation that truly matters is the one she gives herself, and she gives it freely. Her self-worth is not tied to her relationship status, nor is it shaped by society's expectations of what a woman should or should not be. Society often pushes the narrative that a woman's life is incomplete without a partner, without marriage, or a family. But this woman knows that these are not prerequisites for happiness, fulfillment, or success. She has learned that being single does not mean being incomplete. Rather, it offers the freedom to explore her potential, to grow, and to define herself on her own terms. The beauty of a woman who walks alone lies in her ability to cultivate a sense of self-love and self-respect without needing another person to mirror those feelings. She doesn't rely on someone else to tell her she is worthy or valuable. She's already aware of her intrinsic worth. She wakes up each day with the understanding that her potential isn't limited by her relationship status, nor is her ability to achieve greatness dependent on someone else's opinion. Her worth is rooted in who she is, not in what others may think of her. This understanding doesn't come easily or naturally for everyone. Many women, especially in cultures that place heavy emphasis on romantic relationships, may struggle with feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt when they find themselves alone. They might feel pressure to conform to societal ideals of what a woman's life should look like: having a partner, getting married, having children. These expectations can weigh heavily on a person's sense of self-worth, causing them to question their value if they don't meet those societal benchmarks. But a woman who walks alone has learned to push past these societal pressures and focus inward. She has mastered the art of quieting the external noise that tells her she isn't enough unless she is in a relationship. Instead, she listens to her own voice, the one that tells her she is more than enough exactly as she is. This journey of self-worth is not a destination, it's a lifelong process. For this woman, the work never stops. She continues to grow, to evolve, and to refine her understanding of herself. She knows that her worth is not something that can be taken away or diminished by external circumstances. It's something she continuously nurtures and builds within herself. Whether she's facing setbacks or experiencing success, her understanding of her worth remains constant. She doesn't let the ups and downs of life sway her belief in her inherent value. She doesn't need to rely on others to remind her of her worth. She is the one who defines it and reaffirms it every single day. There's also a deep sense of freedom that comes with recognizing and embracing this internal source of self-worth. This woman doesn't feel the need to meet anyone else's expectations, nor does she feel constrained by the idea that she must follow a traditional path to be happy or successful. She is free to live life on her own terms, to pursue her passions, to take risks, and to fail without the fear of being judged or criticized. She is free to define her own journey and to understand that her value is not attached to the opinions of others or to external circumstances. In many ways, a woman who walks alone has a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. She's learned to trust her instincts, to listen to her inner voice, and to follow her own path with courage and conviction. She is fully aware that her worth is not something that can be given or taken by anyone. It is hers and hers alone. And it is this deep understanding of her own value that allows her to live a life of purpose, independence, and confidence. This woman is a powerful reminder that self-worth is something we create for ourselves, not something that is dictated by others. She knows deep in her soul that she is enough, regardless of her relationship status or what anyone else may think of her. And this knowing is the foundation of her strength, resilience, and the ability to thrive even when walking alone. She understands that her worth is intrinsic and nothing or no one can take that away from her. A woman who walks alone embraces her independence as a core part of who she is. Independence is not just about living alone or being single. It's about cultivating a mindset where she knows her decisions are hers to make and her life is hers to shape. She does not rely on anyone else to define her path or guide her choices because she has learned to trust herself. She has come to understand that her strength lies in her autonomy, and she no longer seeks permission or validation from others to live her truth. This independence does not mean that she isolates herself or avoids relationships, but rather that she knows her worth is not dependent on the presence of another person. She has built a life that reflects her values, her goals, and her desires, and she does so with confidence and self-reliance. Whether in a relationship or alone, she carries with her the understanding that her life is her own responsibility. She answers to herself, and no one else can take that away. In a world where many are conditioned to seek approval from others, especially in romantic relationships, this woman has learned to trust her own judgment. She does not feel the need to conform to societal expectations of what a woman's life should look like. She is not chasing a fairy tale or a predefined notion of happiness. Instead, she is busy creating her own version of a fulfilled life. She is driven by her own dreams, not the dreams others have for her. Her independence is a testament to the fact that she has found her own purpose and passion, and these things are not contingent on being in a relationship or having someone by her side. She is not afraid of being alone because she understands that solitude is not synonymous with loneliness. Being independent allows her to connect with herself on a deeper level. It gives her the time and space to explore her passions, to grow as an individual, and to learn new things about the world and herself. It also allows her to cultivate the inner strength necessary to face life's challenges without feeling as though she needs to lean on someone else for support. While it's natural to seek companionship, a woman who walks alone has learned that true strength comes from within. She knows that relying on herself first and foremost ensures that she can give fully to others when the time is right. Independence is also about decision-making. A woman who walks alone understands the responsibility that comes with it. She knows that every choice she makes, whether big or small, directly impacts her life. Whether it's in her career, her finances, or her personal life, she doesn't wait for others to tell her what to do or how to act. She weighs her options, trusts her instincts, and takes action. And if she makes mistakes along the way, she doesn't shy away from them. Instead, she learns, adapts, and moves forward. Her independence allows her to make decisions freely without the weight of other people's opinions hanging over her. Another crucial aspect of independence is the ability to set boundaries. A woman who walks alone has learned how to protect her energy, her time, and her emotional well-being. She knows what she will and will not tolerate, and she stands firm in those boundaries. She has learned that saying no is not a weakness, but a strength. She does not sacrifice her happiness or values to please others. Instead, she prioritizes her own peace of mind and well-being. By setting clear boundaries, she is able to maintain control over her life and create space for the things that truly matter. This independence also extends to financial freedom. A woman who walks alone understands the importance of financial independence and the power it provides. She takes control of her financial situation, makes informed choices, and works towards securing her future. She knows that financial independence is not just about having money, it's about the freedom to live life on her own terms. Whether she's building a career, investing in her education, or planning for the future, she is actively shaping her financial destiny and ensuring that she does not rely on anyone else for security. Her independence is not about rejecting relationships or shutting people out. It's about having the emotional maturity to understand that her happiness does not depend on anyone else. She knows how to nurture relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners, but her sense of self-worth is not contingent upon these relationships. She does not look for someone to complete her because she is already complete. She understands that she can love and care for others while still maintaining her independence and sense of self. Her relationships are built on mutual respect, shared values, and genuine connection, not on the need to fulfill any emotional void. A woman who walks alone understands the value of her independence. She knows that it is not about being solitary or rejecting others, but about standing firm in her own beliefs, making her own choices, and trusting herself. Her independence is a reflection of her strength, her resilience, and her ability to create the life she wants. She embraces her autonomy fully, knowing that she is capable of navigating life's challenges on her own terms, without relying on anyone else to define her. A woman who walks alone has undoubtedly faced many challenges in her life, but what sets her apart is the resilience she has developed through those struggles. Life has a way of testing us, of pushing us to our limits, and this woman is no stranger to adversity. She has encountered obstacles that could have easily knocked her down, yet each time she rises stronger and more determined than before. The difficulties she has faced did not break her. Instead, they forged her into the strong, confident individual she is today. This resilience is not something that was simply handed to her. It is the product of countless trials, setbacks, and heartaches that she has had to overcome. She has learned that pain, while difficult, is not permanent. She knows that hardship is not the end of the story, but often a turning point, an opportunity for growth. Whether it was the loss of a loved one, a failed relationship, a career setback, or facing her own fears, she has faced each of these challenges head on. And while these experiences may have shaken her at times, they have never defined her. Instead of seeing obstacles as insurmountable walls, this woman views them as stepping stones. She recognizes that every setback is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to grow. When life hands her a setback, she doesn't sit and wallow in self-pity. Instead, she takes the time to reflect, to understand what went wrong, and to take the necessary steps to move forward. She understands that resilience is not about avoiding pain or difficulty, it's about how we respond to it. And her response has always been one of determination, perseverance, and strength. She has learned that resilience is a muscle, one that gets stronger the more it is used. Over time, she has built an inner strength that allows her to face challenges with courage rather than fear. She no longer looks at difficulties as signs of weakness or as something to avoid. Instead, she welcomes them as opportunities to prove to herself just how strong she truly is. Each challenge that comes her way is a test, and each time she faces it, she becomes more confident in her ability to navigate through life's toughest moments. There have been moments when she doubted herself, when she felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. But through it all, she has learned to trust in her own resilience. She knows that she has the power within her to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks her down. This woman does not let fear hold her back. Instead, she faces each day with a quiet determination that she will overcome whatever comes her way. She has learned not to fear failure, because she knows that failure is not the end, it's just another lesson on her journey towards success. Her resilience is also a reflection of her emotional strength. She has experienced heartbreak, disappointment, and loss, but she has not allowed these experiences to close her heart. Instead, they have deepened her understanding of herself and others. She has learned to face her emotions, process them, and let them go. She does not allow past pain to dictate her future. She understands that emotional resilience is just as important as physical and mental resilience, and she works every day to cultivate it. She knows that healing is a process, and while it may take time, she has the patience and strength to get through it. Through her resilience, she has also learned the importance of self-care. She recognizes that in order to keep going, she must take care of herself physically, emotionally, and mentally. She has learned that resilience is not about pushing through at all costs, it's about finding balance. It's about knowing when to rest, when to ask for help, and when to take a step back. She understands that taking care of herself allows her to be even stronger when facing life's challenges. This woman also understands that resilience is not a solitary trait. While she may walk alone, she knows the value of support from others. She has learned to surround herself with people who uplift her, who encourage her, and who remind her of her strength when she forgets. She knows that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a recognition of her humanity. Resilience is not just about enduring alone, it's about having the courage to lean on others when needed. She has built a support network that helps her navigate life's tough moments, and this network strengthens her resilience even more. In moments of adversity, she remains focused on the bigger picture. She knows that no challenge is permanent, and that even the darkest of times will pass. She keeps her eyes on the horizon, trusting that every hardship is a step toward becoming the person she is meant to be. She knows that each challenge she faces adds another layer of strength, another building block in her personal growth, and with every obstacle she becomes more equipped to handle whatever comes next. Through it all, she remains unwavering in her commitment to herself. She has learned that her resilience is not something external, it is an intrinsic part of who she is. It is not something that can be taken away because it is woven into the very fabric of her being. She is a living testament to the fact that the toughest challenges often bring out the best in us. And though she may walk alone, she walks with the quiet knowledge that her resilience will always carry her through no matter what lies ahead. A woman who walks alone carries with her a deep sense of confidence in her journey, a confidence that comes from knowing who she is and where she is headed. She walks with purpose, understanding that the path she is on is one that she has chosen for herself. This confidence is not arrogance, but rather an unwavering belief in her abilities and the value she brings to the world. It is the quiet assurance that regardless of the obstacles in her way, she has the strength, determination, and resilience to overcome them. She understands that her journey is unique, and she embraces it with the certainty that it will lead her exactly where she needs to be. This confidence is rooted in self-awareness. She knows her strengths, and she is unafraid to acknowledge her weaknesses. She is comfortable in her own skin, aware of her limitations, but not defined by them. Instead of focusing on what she cannot do, she leverages her strengths and works on improving what she can. She understands that growth is an ongoing process, and each step she takes is a step toward becoming the best version of herself. She is not intimidated by the challenges ahead because she knows that every hurdle is simply an opportunity to further develop her confidence and skills. Her confidence in her journey is built on a foundation of personal accomplishments. She has experienced both successes and failures, and through it all, she has learned that success is not measured solely by the outcome, but by the courage it takes to pursue something meaningful. Whether she is building a career, pursuing a passion, or making a change in her life, she does so with the knowledge that the process itself is valuable. She has learned to celebrate the small victories along the way, understanding that each one contributes to her growth and progress. This woman is not deterred by the opinions of others. She knows that everyone has their own perspective, but their perspective does not define her. She has learned to filter out the noise and focus on her own vision. The opinions of others may sometimes be well-meaning, but they do not sway her from her path. She trusts her instincts and has cultivated the ability to listen to her inner voice, the one that guides her toward her true purpose. Her confidence comes from knowing that she does not need the approval or validation of others to pursue her dreams or achieve her goals. Confidence in her journey also means that she is not afraid to take risks. She knows that growth often requires stepping outside of her comfort zone, and she is not willing to let fear hold her back. Whether it's a career change, moving to a new city, or starting something new, she approaches it with the belief that she is capable of handling whatever comes her way. She has learned that life's greatest opportunities often lie just beyond the edge of fear, and she is not afraid to take that leap. She doesn't see risk as something to avoid, but as an invitation to expand her horizons and push her boundaries. Even in moments of doubt, when the road seems unclear and the future uncertain, this woman maintains her confidence. She understands that doubt is a natural part of the process, and that it doesn't diminish her ability to succeed. Instead of succumbing to fear, she uses doubt as fuel to strengthen her resolve. She trusts in the journey, knowing that even when the path is not entirely visible, it is still unfolding. She has faith that each step she takes brings her closer to where she needs to be, and that every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to her growth. Confidence also means that she is not afraid of being true to herself. In a world that often pressures individuals to conform, she stands firm in her authenticity. She does not try to fit into a mold or live up to someone else's expectations. Instead, she embraces who she is unapologetically and without compromise. She knows that true confidence comes from embracing her uniqueness and standing tall in her individuality. She does not seek to be like anyone else because she understands that her power lies in being herself. Her confidence is also rooted in the understanding that she is capable of creating the life she wants. She does not sit idly by waiting for things to happen. She takes action. Whether it's setting goals, creating a plan, or taking the first step, she knows that her future is in her hands. She has learned that success is not given, it is earned through consistent effort, perseverance, and determination. She is not afraid of hard work because she knows that every effort she puts in brings her one step closer to her dreams. This confidence in her journey also comes from her ability to stay grounded and centered even in the face of adversity. Life can be unpredictable, and challenges may arise that are beyond her control. But she remains calm and composed, knowing that she has faced difficulties before and emerged stronger. She trusts in her ability to navigate through the storm and reach calmer waters. Her confidence is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face fear and uncertainty with grace and poise. She knows that every setback is temporary, and that no matter how tough things may get, she has the resilience to keep moving forward. A woman who walks alone is not lost or aimless. She walks with a clear sense of direction, and her confidence is the compass that guides her. She has a vision for her life, and she pursues it with unwavering conviction. Her confidence comes from knowing that her journey is hers to create and that she has everything she needs within her to achieve it. She understands that the road may be long and the journey may not always be easy, but it is hers, and that is enough. Each step she takes is a testament to her belief in herself, her dreams, and her ability to manifest the life she envisions. A woman who walks alone has a deep understanding of the value of self-reliance, and this manifests itself in the many ways she navigates the world. Self-reliance is the backbone of her journey, empowering her to create her own opportunities, solve her problems, and remain steadfast in her goals. It is not born from an absence of support, but rather from a recognition that she is fully capable of handling her own life, making her own choices, and dealing with challenges as they arise. It is this reliance on herself, rather than the expectation that others will rescue or guide her, that gives her the strength to move forward in the face of adversity. For this woman, self-reliance means taking full ownership of her actions and decisions. She is the architect of her own life and understands that the choices she makes shape her future. She has learned that waiting for someone else to make decisions for her or give her direction will only leave her stagnant, and so she has taken the responsibility of steering her own ship. Whether in her career, personal life, or day-to-day decisions, she does not wait for external approval. She makes her choices with careful consideration, trusting her instincts and her ability to learn from any missteps. Her self-reliance extends to her emotional life as well. She understands that her happiness is her own responsibility. She has learned not to depend on someone else to make her feel fulfilled or complete, as she knows that true fulfillment comes from within. She has worked hard to create a life that brings her peace and joy independent of external circumstances. If she faces emotional struggles, she does not look to others to fix her. Instead, she deals with her feelings head-on, processing and healing in her own time. She might seek counsel from those she trusts, but ultimately she knows that she is the one who must navigate her emotional world. This self-reliance helps her avoid the trap of codependency, allowing her to form healthy, interdependent relationships with others based on mutual respect rather than neediness. Her ability to depend on herself also plays a key role in how she handles life's challenges. Life will always throw curveballs, unexpected events, setbacks, disappointments, or obstacles that seem insurmountable. For many, these moments can shake their sense of security, but for a woman who walks alone, these challenges are simply another opportunity to prove her resilience and adaptability. When faced with a problem, she does not wait for someone else to solve it for her. She uses her resourcefulness, creativity, and intelligence to find solutions. She is comfortable with uncertainty, knowing that she possesses the strength and skills necessary to figure things out, one step at a time. This sense of self-reliance also translates into financial independence. A woman who walks alone understands the importance of financial security and the freedom that it provides. She does not rely on anyone else for financial support, and she has worked hard to ensure that she can support herself. Whether through her career, investments, or entrepreneurship, she has made a conscious effort to take control of her finances. She understands that financial independence is not just about accumulating wealth, but about creating a sense of security and freedom that allows her to live life on her own terms. She has learned to budget, save, and make informed decisions about her money, recognizing that financial empowerment is a key element of her self-reliance. In addition to being self-sufficient financially, a woman who walks alone also knows the importance of self-care. She understands that in order to remain strong and independent, she must take care of her physical, emotional, and mental well-being. She has learned to listen to her body, rest when needed, and prioritize her health. Whether it's exercising, eating nourishing foods, or taking time for relaxation, she knows that self-care is not an indulgence but a necessity. By maintaining her health and well-being, she ensures that she is able to keep moving forward with clarity, energy, and focus. Self-reliance also means that this woman has learned to trust her own judgment. There are many voices in the world telling her what to do, how to think, and what to believe, but she knows that the most important voice to listen to is her own. She has learned to trust her instincts, even when they go against conventional wisdom or the expectations of others. She makes decisions based on her values and priorities, not on the opinions or pressures of others. This trust in her own judgment allows her to remain true to herself and to follow her path without being swayed by outside influence. One of the greatest strengths of self-reliance is the sense of empowerment it provides. A woman who walks alone does not feel powerless in the face of adversity. She knows that she has the tools, skills, and inner strength to overcome any challenge that arises. When the world seems overwhelming, she turns inward, knowing that the answers lie within her. This sense of empowerment does not come from arrogance or denial of life's difficulties, but from a deep and abiding belief in her own ability to navigate through life on her own terms. Self-reliance nurtures her personal growth and development. She understands that the more she depends on herself, the more she grows as a person. She is constantly learning, evolving, and pushing herself to become better. She welcomes new experiences and challenges, knowing that they provide opportunities for learning and personal development. Whether it's expanding her knowledge through education, exploring new hobbies, or stepping outside of her comfort zone, she actively seeks opportunities to grow. Her self-reliance fuels her drive for constant improvement, helping her evolve into a more resilient, capable, and fulfilled individual. This woman also has a sense of pride in her self-reliance. She takes pride in her ability to solve problems, handle challenges, and make decisions independently. She celebrates the milestones and achievements she has reached through her own efforts, knowing that her hard work, determination, and perseverance have led her to where she is today. There is a deep sense of satisfaction in knowing that she has created her life and continues to shape it on her own terms. Self-reliance does not mean she is alone, nor does it mean that she rejects help when needed. Rather, it means that she is the master of her own destiny, with the ability to reach out for support when necessary, but never relying on others to carry her through life. She knows that being self-reliant is not about doing everything herself. It's about having the confidence to trust her own abilities while knowing when to lean on others for guidance or help. It's this balance between independence and interdependence that makes her such a strong and capable individual, able to navigate life with grace and confidence. A woman who walks alone is often someone who has developed a profound sense of inner peace, which enables her to remain grounded amidst the chaos and unpredictability of life. This inner peace is not something that comes easily or without effort, but rather it is the result of years of introspection, personal growth, and the conscious decision to embrace tranquility even in the most turbulent of times. For her, peace is a choice, a practice, and a powerful tool that allows her to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Inner peace begins with self-acceptance. A woman who walks alone understands that she is imperfect, just like every other person on this planet, and she has made peace with that. She no longer holds herself to unrealistic standards or tries to meet the expectations imposed by others. Instead, she accepts herself as she is, flaws, mistakes, and all. This acceptance does not mean complacency or resignation. Rather, it is the recognition that her worth is not contingent upon perfection or the approval of others. She understands that she is enough just as she is, and this realization brings a deep sense of peace. This inner peace also comes from the ability to let go. Over time, she has learned that holding on to past hurts, grudges, or regrets only weighs her down and prevents her from moving forward. She has come to understand the power of forgiveness, not just toward others, but also toward herself. She knows that carrying resentment and anger only poisons her own well-being, so she chooses to release these negative emotions, not because the people who wronged her deserve it, but because she deserves peace. Letting go has been a transformative process for her, one that has allowed her to heal and find freedom from the emotional baggage that could have otherwise held her back. Inner peace is nurtured through mindfulness and living in the present moment. A woman who walks alone has cultivated the ability to be present, to fully engage with the world around her without being distracted by worries about the future or regrets about the past. She knows that the only moment she can truly control is the one she is in, and she has learned to appreciate the beauty and simplicity of the present. Whether it's savoring a quiet moment of solitude, enjoying the company of loved ones, or focusing on her work, she is able to immerse herself fully in each experience, free from the noise of constant overthinking. This mindfulness helps her to remain calm and composed no matter what challenges may arise in her life. Her sense of inner peace is also strengthened by a deep connection to her values and beliefs. A woman who walks alone has taken the time to reflect on what truly matters to her, and she lives her life in alignment with these principles. Whether it's her commitment to honesty, compassion, growth, or independence, she makes decisions that reflect her core values, and this alignment brings a sense of peace. She no longer feels torn between conflicting desires or expectations because she has a clear understanding of what is important to her. This clarity gives her the confidence to stay true to herself, no matter what others may think or say. In conclusion, a woman who walks alone embodies a profound sense of inner peace rooted in self-acceptance, forgiveness, mindfulness, alignment with her values, and the ability to set boundaries. Her peace is a result of intentional effort and a deep understanding that true tranquility comes from within, empowering her to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience.